Test, test, test.
Hello. Good morning. Good morning, America.
All right, let's go.
All right.
That was a crappy fade. Coffee with Curmudgeons for Monday, May 8th, 2017.
That was...
Okay.
You know what that was?
Normal. How you doing?
God, that was like a Dick Clark Welcome to American Bandstand
What
moment.
was that?
Yeah.
What was that?
Monday, 2017. 2017. Tune in.
I tried. That was the first time I tried to actually put that on the audio.
Right.
Oh, God. And as soon as I did, I muted it, and everybody laughed in the studio here. Hi, welcome. It is Coffee with Curmudgeons. We're just getting started here. It's a crazy Monday, just like every Monday always is. And what's wrong with my thing? I'll fix it. Anyway, I'm here. I'm Doc Normal, and this is Coffee with Curmudgeons, and my earpiece is messed up. Oh, good. Joy. There we go.
There you go.
Now it's fixed. And I'm here. Live Coffee with Curmudgeons here at the NuzBox Studios, live and I'm here with my co-host Mika Brzezinski.
Hi. Just call me Mika. Oh, man, what a rough Monday. I get to wear the shades for the first couple minutes because I get to ease into this. It's a Monday. Hello, everybody.
Let's see if this works.
Guten Morgen.
Oh, look, the lower third. You can help us out by calling in 503-395-5040. Yes, I put up the sound. I'll even put the phone in line there. We had a crazy Friday. I'm still trying to. Okay. I'm okay. Not freaking out.
Was the intern shell-shocked?
I don't know. I haven't heard from him since.
Into the breach, young lad.
Exactly. Yeah, my weekend. Wow. You have.
Yes.
I was. Everything was going. God. Okay.
Hello, everybody.
I'm fighting with my.
That's right.
My headphones here.
You know, I'm thinking we need some phone calls this morning.
Yeah.
We need this Monday just to kind of like start off right off the launching pad. Folks, if you're sitting there right now, and I know you are, you're hanging out. You're not doing that. It's a Monday, right? You're maybe getting ready. Maybe you're in the car. Keep looking out the window, though. Don't like take your eyes off that. You can listen to my sultry voice as you drive. Listen, give us a call, 503-395-5040. Once again, 503-395-5040.
And I should share that listen link. You know, we were talking about I need to schedule these tweets and toots. I'm not even tooting. But anyway, so this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Man.
Serve it up. What's going on?
I had plans. Things were going good. I had a lot of things. A lot of stuff's been going on, so a lot of work.
I had plans.
Well, I had a lot of work.
Yeah.
Right? We've had a lot of work at NuzBox.
Sure.
And I, got a lot of my action items squared away.
Right. Yeah.
Websites and servers and all sorts of stuff. And so that's good. So that's all that's going on. We got. I got to fix the graphics, but I'll do that later.
I even sent you a first promo.
Oh, that's right. You did.
What do you think of it?
It was good. It was all right. Yeah. I got it. We can play it.
Well, I just want.
I've got it in the thing. I forgot about playing that, but anyway. Yeah. I got that.
I was just shooting for not crappy.
Yeah. We will play it. Oh. Is it supposed to play at the top of the hour?
Sure.
Yeah. And we got to watch the time, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because
that's right. We got to be professional and stuff.
Well, I have to...
Oh.
No, I just have to dump out and go do something that was rescheduled from a Thursday. So I had something going on in the studio for Thursday for people, clients, and then they said last minute, nope. And how about Monday?
Sure.
How about at 11? I'm wrapping up a show at 11. So anyway, I was like just kind of playing cleanup, getting everything going.
Yeah.
And I had plans. And it was the bridge. Okay, so what I should have done, and I never plan ahead, is it was the Bridgetown Comedy Festival this weekend.
Yes.
Man, they had a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, huge amount of stuff. Yeah.
Huge. 10 years. 10 years, even. I didn't know it was 10 years.
Some would say that it was bigly.
Yes, some would say.
Yes.
But not me.
And you know, our friend Amanda Arnold was one of the featured comics. Right. She had a few sets there, and we're now I know this is early coming back, but word on the street is she killed it.
Yeah,
she was phenomenal, which I couldn't be more happier because she's awesome.
We got to talk to her.
We do.
And she closed it out. I saw last night. She was closing it out.
She did one Friday night when they had some of the features, and then closed it out last night when they had this sort of all-star sort of,
Well, I know this
mashup
because I was looking at the Bridgetown Comedy Festival schedule last night.
There you go.
As it was ending. And I was like, that's fun. So I'm never sure. And then I thought, I actually have the ability to have maybe a tiny bit of fun. Mm-hmm. And then there's no one around to have fun with, unless I take the web server with me or something.
Yeah.
So then, I know, right?
Yeah.
So there was a big Mystery Science Theater thing tied to it.
That's right.
There was Frank and Trace on Thursday and Friday night. I don't know if they were part of the comedy festival or not. That might have been a side comedy festival thing. I don't know. Okay, fine. And that was at Alberta Rose. And I found out about it Thursday night. So they already did one show. And then I was like, I love those guys. I love Mystery Science Theater. So I got a ticket for their Friday show. And then we did our show, all our stuff on Friday. Yeah. And I had been working so hard. I was and I've been getting sick too.
Right.
I've been flu, whatever.
Lingering.
Whatever that thing is, right?
Yeah.
And so I come in and I crash Friday night. And I'm like, this isn't going to happen. And it sucked. But it just, you have to, if you can't move, you're just like, it's not going to happen, right?
Well, that is how you party like a rock star.
But
Life in a fast lane.
But then with the Bridgetown at Rev Hall, they had the new cast, Yeah, let me hit the mic. Good job, Doc. And the new cast of Mystery Science Theater reboot on Netflix, Jonah and the guys who do the robots at Rev Hall. Yeah. And so I was like, I got to get tickets for this, right? I'm excited. I'll make that one. I'll at least make one Mystery Science Theater thing. So I go to print out my ticket last night, Sunday. Guess when the show was?
Oh, boy. Friday?
Saturday night.
Yeah.
The show was Saturday night. So I had it all set up. Yeah. And I'm like, this is great. See, I crashed the other day. I'll get over this cold flu thing, and then I'll be raring to go.
Sure.
On Sunday. So I thought it was Sunday, and it was Saturday.
Oops.
Yeah. So I was like dressed and ready to go out last night to something that happened the night before. Can you believe that, Mika? Anyway, we'll talk about them later. But the fuggliest couple in America.
Joe and Mika? Mika and Joe?
Yeah. Oh, God, I can't stand those two.
Well, anyway, I had a fun little weekend.
But anyway, can you believe that? I was just like...
That's happened to me before.
And then I was just like... are you kidding me? I mean, that's when you just want to throw up your hands and... where's that asteroid to hit Earth? It was like, oh my gosh.
I give up. I got nothing. That's why you just kind of exit state.
So then I'm like, maybe maybe I should make it to the last round of the comedy festival or whatever, the one that Amanda's there. And I'm like, no, I'm staying home because I'll screw that up too. Somehow I will, And the problem is, I guess I didn't put it in my calendar. I had it, but you know how it's like, I can't register. Like if it's not in my calendar, surprisingly, this isn't in the calendar. But it's easy to remember. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 to 11.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Yeah.
But I didn't put it in the calendar. Or, more importantly, I don't have someone there going, hey.
Right.
Hey.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
All the people who are like, hey, we got stuff. We got Mystery Science Theater. We got things going on. Things happening. So, yeah, my people there are not there doing that. So, anyway. So, I felt like a complete idiot.
Yeah.
So, and I have no groceries, so I go to Trader Joe's because I like Trader Joe's. Because do we show the coffee? We showed the coffee before.
Oh yeah,
Trader Joe's, dark roast, and and so the this nice checker lady.
Yeah.
She's smiling. How's your weekend? You liking it? Well, I'm just getting out tonight and this weekend. I'm just in bed. Oh, and then I'm like, I was gonna go do something tonight, but I found out it was last night. So I'm here buying groceries. And then she gave me a look like, oh, and a smile. And I'm like, you're not looking for a totally dysfunctional guy in your life that needs help with his scheduling social calendar, are you, lady?
Hey, Trader Jill. Let me give you my number.
Anyway, I guess from now on, even if I make I can't make the impromptu plans because of that. I have to get it in the calendar and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm freaking out because I don't have this in the calendar, and I'm gonna put it in the calendar.
Am I gonna forget this?
Well, I need to make a calendar anyway.
What's my name? What's your name?
So that's freaking exciting. So how's it going? It's been a while since we've done a Monday. We've been kind of blowing off the Monday, partially because of I think general health issues all the way around.
Yeah, last Monday was like a couple doctor's appointments I couldn't get out of.
Well, and I was and I was like, I don't know. It's been like an allergy, flu kind of thing. It's just a constant thing. Yeah. And I'm like, everyone's like, oh, you're sick. You're dying, whatever. It's like, no, go up on Facebook. Everyone's complaining about this. It's not just me.
Right.
It's like something's going on. So, but now it's sunny and warm, so we're going to get over that. So.
Yeah, we'll get over it.
So how about you?
Well,
you didn't go to the Bridgetown comedy, did you?
No, I did not.
And then I looked at the schedule and I was bummed out that I didn't go.
Friday
night. It looked
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, tons of really good comics.
Yeah.
Great lineup.
Everyone has a podcast, by the way.
Everybody has.
2017. Like, when I started this, it was like 2007, I want to say.
Right.
Was the first time, like, somebody, it was like 2005.
So you were the tip of the spear.
A year, a little bit before that, someone basically said, have you considered podcasting?
Intriguing. Yeah.
Have you considered dairy products? I was like, I'm going to do something with media, and I was talking about the cable stuff and all that because I'd done a little of that way back in the old days.
Right.
And then somebody said, "What are the pod?" And I said, "Pod. What is this podcasting?" And it's like, well, you go up there with your pod, and you listen to casts.
And you cast it. You cast it around the world.
There you go. And so, and my first reaction was, well, so you have to have an iPod. So that means only the iPod people. And there weren't that many iPod people back then. This was before the iPhone.
Yeah.
Before all that.
Yeah.
And so I was like, man, I don't think so. I don't know. And then I looked into the podcasting. It was all early podcasts. It wasn't like today,
right?
Where your great aunt has a podcast. It was not everyone had a blog, not everyone had a podcast, and the people who had podcasts were usually like the tech people, which was right there. So I immediately started downloading these tech things, and they were just meta. They were talking about podcasting and blogging or whatever.
Yeah.
There were a few out there, and so then I got into it, and there it is.
There it is.
So now,
Yeah.
getting things all up and running again,
Sure.
it's like literally everyone's got a podcast. I mean, there was a point where everyone had a blog,
right,
and now everyone's got a podcast.
Sure, they've got 2 cents, and they want to express it to the world.
Well, it was like there's a Portlandia sketch, and I remember this because I was actually live with the Portlandia crew. Mm-hmm. Fred and Carrie were there,
sure,
and they were actually debuting their season 2. This was in New York. We were actually there with them, and so they showed this skit. Nobody had seen it yet; it hadn't premiered yet, and it's the skit in Portlandia where everyone's a DJ. It's called DJ Night, where they're going to they go to the bank, and the guy goes like, "Hey, you coming to my DJ night?" And the banker, the teller, and then they go to the store. And it's like, hey, my DJ night, and like everyone's like zombies running around in Portland, going, my DJ night, you got to come to my DJ night, right?
Right, yeah.
And so, and that was a couple of like season 2 of Portlandia a few years back, and now it's like it's like that, but it's with podcasts now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like, hey, you listen to my podcast? Subscribe to my podcast?
But I'd like to think we're a little different.
Well, this is more. I don't know. This is kind of like more like live radio.
Yeah.
Kind of. Which is what's the difference between that and a podcast? Whatever.
Well,
I mean, back when I started, there was a huge difference.
Oh yeah, when we started the Anarchy show, right? Yeah. We were so anal about it. It's like, oh yeah, you guys got a podcast. That's not a podcast. It's live internet radio. Yeah. Oh really? What are you guys doing on your podcast? It's not a podcast. It's internet radio. Oh okay.
And then people are like, oh, you do video. That's not a podcast. It's like...
Yeah.
Oh, video podcast? Have you heard of this?
If you can download it later and listen to it or watch it, yeah, it's a podcast.
Which you can.
But you can.
Now, not all are live.
No.
Most are not live. That's the difference.
Right.
That is the difference.
Yeah, that's what I tried to always explain to people. Live internet radio show was live. It was live, and you could listen in as it's live, like you were listening to the radio or watch a TV show live, right? And podcasting is a edited, post-canned show that you can download at your leisure.
Well, yeah. I think podcasting is starting to get this definition.
Yeah.
To me, it's kind of like, well, podcasting was really like some of the best podcasts that were really, but they were technical, or there were a lot of information that were good to listen to. I learned a lot about the social web and all this stuff, but they were horrible. They were guys calling in on the cell phone. I mean, the audio quality was barely listenable, but the information was good.
Right, yeah.
It was really hard on the ears. And I was like, if I start a podcast, first thing is it better sound darn good, It's important. And then when it was video, it's like, it better look darn good. And so now I think that podcasts, people have in their head, I think NPR, I think they have podcasts, that's what they have in their head. Ira Glass, what was the name of that show? His original, This American Life, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And then Serial, like, is the big podcast.
Yeah.
And those are all highly, they're recorded in a room with lots of pillows and it's like, there's absolutely no reflective surfaces.
Ooh,
so when he went to court, the evidence was, it sounds like that.
Right.
And we know we could do that here.
We
could do, if we wanted to, we could make that happen, but we don't.
No.
Because this is different.
Got to seem more natural rather than...
Yeah. And so they like that, and then there's the sound effects, and there's like Foley guys, with the recorders out there.
Yeah.
It's like walking across the gravel. When we walked into the courtroom for the evidence, right? And some music. So it's like some music.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like this new like podcast formula, which is kind of the radio. It's radio storytelling. formula.
It's reminiscent of old time radio.
Yeah, but modernized though.
Modernized, sure.
I see. To me, old time radio is fun.
The whole Foley, the sound effects and just kind of the theme of it.
But this is all digitally mixed, right? The old time radio, I think, is more like live. You got 10 mics and like 3 mics and a dude over here with cymbals and shoes and.
Yeah. I was watching
that, and people do that as a podcast too.
Sure, yeah.
Nowadays.
I was watching a cool thing last night on Netflix about that would talk to it centered on the War of the Worlds with Orson Welles and had the still photographs of what the studio looked like. And you're right, there was like 20 people in there, that small orchestra sitting over in a corner. You had the Foley guys up on these tables.
They're all in
with
one.
all sorts, all in one circular sort of thing. And Orson is leading it all.
Yeah, it's live.
Yeah.
And it's I love that. I love that because, like you said, it's like an orchestra. It's like orchestration. Right. It's like you got the script, you got the sound effects, you've got the cue to music.
But there's something always almost unsaid about those versus something that's highly edited and what they call in the old days transcribed. Recorded and then sent and syndicated. Because when you're doing something live like that and you got all the moving parts. And especially when it's a fresh new medium, there's this sort of innate kinetic energy with it, right? Right. You're listening to it and you can hear it going on. You can feel almost the energy of these guys creating, and to me, that's what made it special.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but that's not to denigrate. These podcasts that are put together in digital, and they take more time. And I've noticed that people, they go up, they do their Kickstarter or their Patreon or whatever, and they do these podcasts, and they take a lot of time doing production. Mm-hmm. And sometimes people are like, we getting that third episode? Because you kind of left us on the cliffhanger. The guy was like incarcerated. He was about to be interviewed by the police. We're not sure if it was the murder.
Did his fingerprints match? You said it could match. I don't know.
Yeah. And you're like, and the people are just like editing and working on and trying to get the story together.
Right. Yeah.
And the other issue I have with that kind of storytelling when it's nonfiction, it's like, a documentary really isn't. How would you say this? A documentary, like film or anything, the story of the documentary is manipulated by the documentarian.
Oh, I agree. I mean, it's all how it's presented and the style too. I mean, remember we talked on Friday about Ken Burns and the Civil War. I mean, he changed everything about the documentary where it was always very cold and scholastic, whereas he, used the sound effects, used the celebrity voices, and really changed the ball game on that.
But you can tell a whole different story. Michael Moore's first cut was GM was a great company and
Roger and me, right?
Yeah. No, but you put your world view, your ideas on there, and I think that like the Serial podcast, the wildly successful Serial podcast, which really is like kind of what we're talking about a little bit. They put doubt that the suspect was really the murderer. Right. Yeah. And I think if I read correctly, and I didn't listen to it, but I kind of read the summaries and the back and forth. Yeah. And I personally find that stuff a little bit being crime porn. Sorry, I just do. No. I think if it's there's a difference between Columbo and NCS or whatever, or CSI, whatever you watch, and actually real stories that involve real victims and real people. Sure. I mean, you can do anything you want, but it gets into a little bit of the true crime porn, which I think doesn't kind of respect the actual victims of the crime. That's just my personal opinion, especially when you overlay your idea on there that, well, maybe this person's innocent. But didn't it turn out that that's kind of like bunk? Like, no, that guy maybe is actually really guilty. I think so.
Right, yeah.
There's been a lot of controversy now that they're finding out that it's like, hey, just because you're walking in and questioning things about these cases doesn't mean that these cases necessarily get reopened. So because I've met people, I know people who do these kinds of things, and there's a lot of kind of amateur amateurism in this, and I don't know.
Amateur detective,
Yeah,
sort of.
yeah.
Armchair.
And people love it. People
Armchair
love it,
Sherlock Holmes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I'd be comfortable doing that because I'm not a criminologist. I'm not an expert.
The best one I ever saw was when the case was, I forget the name of the show. You can Google it, but James Elroy, of course, he the Black Dahlia.
Oh yeah.
And he actually, when he did that documentary about the whole case and his suppositions on it, right? Instead of it just him as just an author guy, he recognized, had that self-awareness that, hey, I'm just an author. As good, as I can weave a story and stuff. And so he brought in his pal, who was a retired homicide detective in L.A., and they tackled it, And I was like, well, see, that's kind of cool how you go about it, because the guy has that sort of professional sort of protocols. And so you're right, it wasn't like entertainment porn,
Yeah,
And so that was cool. I can understand where the line is where you want to make something entertaining because you want people to watch it, but then you don't want to go overboard where it loses the fact that, especially, hey, these are real people, Yeah. And it's not. It maybe not as sensational, and you're not doing anyone any favors by making it look Hollywood.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
so I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just kind of creeps me out. I mean, I know I've peripherally touched on some of this world of heinous crime just by happenstance.
Sure.
In various forms, and it's not pretty.
No.
It's just like it's not.
Yeah, me too in a different way, and we'll talk about it off the air. But yeah.
Oh yeah, you don't even want to know.
Yeah, you just don't want to know. Hey, you know what I did?
Well, and the other thing too is there are people in my family who are in the law enforcement business.
Sure.
So there's that too. So
there's that.
So you could always go to a family cocktail hour and go, oh yeah, that guy. Yeah, we locked him up. Yeah, I talked to him for a while. It was like,
the family reunion. Hey, Uncle Roger, come on over here, man. How you doing, man? I haven't seen you since last year. How did the autopsy go?
Well, yeah.
Can you pass me the Frankfurters?
I had a coworker whose uncle was that guy.
Ah.
He was the coroner. And basically my coworker said, pretty much my uncle goes to the family, and the family's like, what happened? And he's like, best we leave this closed in the file. Yeah. And it oh man, this is a really gory thing to talk about Monday morning.
Happy Monday, folks.
But I'm going to say, because people are going to be like, well, what are you talking about? Basically, my coworker said that his uncle, the coroner, said you wouldn't believe how many people die of autoerotic asphyxiation.
Right, yeah.
This was what he said. He said, this is my uncle. And they're usually marked as self-inflicted, suicide or whatever. But he's like, you wouldn't believe how many of those are actually...
sex gone wrong. Yeah. No, I was
just like, okay, wow. And then there's been some famous people who have left this earth.
Yes.
Actors and musicians and people who have left this place in that same situation. So there's your Monday thought for your Monday morning in your week. Autoerotic asphyxiation. I'm surprised I can even say it this Monday morning.
Right.
Say that 3 times.
Right.
Mika.
That's your...
Why did I say that? That's horrible. I mean, I can't stand those two, but still, that was horrible to say.
Yeah.
And believe me, I can't stand him either. Oh, I really
Scarborough?
can't.
Joe?
I really can't stand him.
Yeah, he gets when I first started watching the Morning Joe, whatever it is. He was all right, even though he's he is a Republican and
whatever.
But he was all right.
That's not why I can't stand him. I just can't stand him.
But it grated on me after a while, and I think I know where you're going with this. There was a certain sort of, what's the word, smarminess.
Look,
and it grated on me after a while. I'm like, come on, dude, just dial it down.
2 people have a show.
Yeah. 1, 2, 1,
and they
2.
start sleeping together.
Oh, wait now. Doc, I'm a taken guy. So.
The show goes downhill.
Right.
Trust me.
Right.
And I've watched their little shindig there on MSNBC, and it was like and the first thing I said is they gotta be doing it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like, this is just, you know, because, and it's like, you know what I don't like about those two is if I want to go hang out with a couple and have a political conversation, I could just go do that. Let's go to a cocktail. Let's go out to a bar or go out to a brew pub, right? And sit with that. And you know that couple because after about a half an hour, you're like, think of something else I have to do. It's like, wow, it's been really neat catching up with you guys. I got to go now.
Oh, crap. I got to fold the laundry. I'll talk to you later.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
You know? So folks, if you see this show start going downhill...
Yeah, you can just call me Mika.
You'll know Jason and I are.
Right.
Even though he's not my type.
Man, you know, I was told by my wife that I'm nobody's type. You know?
Oh!
You know. Oh, yeah, and then she said, oh, yeah, by the way, happy Father's Day.
Oh!
I'm kidding.
No, that was on your anniversary.
Right. Actually, that was when we were getting married up there when in the middle of my dues. And she said, do you take this bald, weird, fat dude to be your husband? And she said, and it was quiet, and the guy said, hey, what are you doing? She says, I'm thinking.
Oh,
I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. You know what I did this weekend?
And then she probably after you guys did the vows and did the whole thing.
Yeah.
As you guys were walking off the altar there, she turned to the priest and went, what's the time frame for getting this thing annulled? I'm just thinking of my options here.
Right. Hey, Father Jenkins, what do you know about annulment?
Yeah.
You know.
And you've been married for a very long time, though.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Yeah.
So, whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about marriage with Doc Normal.
Are we going to talk about marriage?
Let's not. Okay.
No,
but I have a theory about successful marriages.
Okay. Hit me with it.
My theory is, and there is...
Doc's theory of successful marriages.
We tested the forensics of this marriage. Anyway, at some point we're going to put together a package that's all like This American Life cereal, you know.
Yeah.
So my theory on marriage is this.
Okay.
So you see those couples, and there is nothing more beautiful than seeing like an old couple. Right?
Oh, hand in hand, sitting on a park bench.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like, we've been married for 60 years, you know, and you're like, dang, man, you know.
Yeah.
It's like, I think everyone, even people who are, you know, devoted to being single or whatever, I think everyone kind of looks at that and goes, wow, you know, if I could score that, you know, your life partner, right?
Right.
So my theory is successful long-term marriages is when you get to that point where you just can't stand the person and you just really want to get out and you want to like get separated, get divorced and get out. So much has happened. I mean, the furniture's been in place for so long that if you moved the couch, you'd have the divots in the carpet and all that and the sheen of dust and everything. That it would be so much of a hassle, and you're so bored, and you just don't need that chaos that you forget about it. No, we'll just keep this going.
Yeah.
So I think a successful marriage is just long-term boredom and apathy.
Wow. Let me just set that down there and then let you digest that for a few minutes. Boredom and apathy. Yeah, it can be that way. Sure. I mean. But I think...
Because to make the change would be way too much disruption in anyone's life, right?
Right.
I mean, there's a sheen of dust underneath the dog, you know, that hasn't moved in 20 years either, you know.
Well, he's a coonhound. He's not going to move, you know.
Anyway. That's my theory.
Yeah.
And you're shutting up, and I know why, so that's perfectly fine. You perfectly don't need to respond to that.
No, but I...
The married man in the room does not need to respond to this.
In fact, that was the book I picked up at Barnes & Noble. It was Born in Apathy by Doc Normal. Your Marriage Primer by Doc Normal. No, it can be, sure. And, I mean, it is... I mean, it's hard to explain because it is what it is. If it doesn't work out, it can be that way, and if it does, like when you're talking about the old people on the park bench and that, yeah. So I mean, it's when I hear that, I really don't have much of a take on it because I mean it's really up to each individual thing. I mean, if it works for some people because they had just happened to met that person and everything clicks and it is what it is, and well, sometimes people get married and things change or personalities evolve and
oh really,
that's what it is too. Yeah,
you think?
Yeah, that's my book that's coming out, Things Evolve by Jason. Yeah,
things evolve where you didn't expect them. An arm grew out of my eye socket and suddenly.
Yeah, and it's part of the trilogy. The second one is called What Did You Expect? And then the third one is just called Moving On, Look, folks, I'm just trying to help, okay? That's what I'm doing.
Wednesday will be, hey, Doc, we're doing the show on Wednesday. By the way, do you have like a couch I could just sleep on? Is that cool? Yeah, there's actually a couch in the studio. You can... folds out too.
Right. Hey, Doc. Hey,
bring your toothbrush.
Right. Hey, Jason. Nice to see you on Wednesday. I know she brought a suitcase.
Exactly.
What's up with that? Well, me and little woman, we just decided that we need some time. And hey, your couch looks pretty good, man. I'm potty trained, and I promise I'll be quiet. Yeah.
There's
next thing you know.
Yeah. There's
or next thing you know, she comes marching in, with the suitcase. I can't stand them anymore. That's even more believable.
There's nothing more. I should have had a little podcast recorder with me at the time. There's nothing more exciting than couch surfing at the end of a relationship. Yeah,
couch surfing. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You want me to segue into something else now? I can segue. I'm ready.
So here, we were talking about the podcasting and they spend weeks in putting together the serial and all that. Yeah. And then we're here doing like live, right? And believe it or not, folks, we don't come in with an outline.
No. We just let it fly.
Could you imagine that?
That's why we've ended up in marital relations. After we're talking about technical podcasting, it just kind of ends up.
Look, the thing is I have to admit that I come in here and I kind of like turning the mics on because I'll look over. I got Tom Peterson, his clock over here. I'll look over the clock because this is about the only clock that's close that I can see right now.
Yeah.
And to check the time, and I'll think. We just talked about podcasting, weird deaths by asphyxiation and marriage in the course of, I don't know, over half an hour.
So what you getting with the curmudgeons, though?
I know. Yeah. Oh, boy. So how was your weekend?
So, let me tell you, Friday night I took it easy. I kind of just stayed in and did my thing there.
Any big games or anything?
No,
Any sports stuff?
Early Saturday morning. The sun is just coming up.
Yes.
Everyone's just, their eyes are fluttering because they've gained consciousness again. Where is Jason? Let me tell you. Jason is down at Things from Another World because it's free comic book day. And I'm with Buddha.
And that's on, that was this Saturday.
Yeah,
free comic book day.
Buddha got down there like at 5:30 in the morning because he's expecting crowds, right? So at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, my God.
He shows up, sits down, and he brings his chair with him, sits down in his chair. And he wasn't the first one.
My gosh.
He was third in line, right? But he held our place. I showed up around 7:30-ish, and we hung out. And by the time the doors opened to Things from Another World at 9 o'clock, there was a line down the block and around the block and almost to McLaughlin. It was that long of a line. Huge. And so I was just yakking with the lady who...
this is Things from Another World.
Which is owned by Dark Horse, yeah.
And this is...
downtown Milwaukee.
The one in Milwaukee. There's two of them.
Yes, one in Portland, one in Milwaukee.
There's one in Portland off of Broadway, I believe it is. I've been there. That's the bigger store.
Yes.
And the one in Milwaukee, which is across the street, for people who don't know, downtown Milwaukee. It's literally across the street from Dark Horse Studios.
Yeah.
In downtown Milwaukee, Oregon.
Right, which owns Things from Another World. And one of the owners was
kind
there.
Of a comic mecca there. I mean, you're across the street from Dark Horse. You can't really go into Dark Horse. They don't allow stuff, but you can go into Things from Another World.
Right, yeah. So one of the owners was there, actually. He's actually kind of a hands-on type dude. And so I was yakking with him for a while, and I was also talking with young lady who's in the marketing and media department, and they had these swag bags. And of course, Rich, let me tell you something. Rich is a swag bag whore. He is. He loves the swag bags, right? And so we're talking about, I guess they had...
Otherwise known as a swag bag enthusiast?
Yes, aficionado. Swag aficionado. No, Rich prefers whore, really.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're down there, and, the lady says, hey, we got swag bags for the first 100 people. Mm-hmm. I was like, wow, that's cool. 100. I said, wow, who are the people that put together the... swag bags for 100 people? I mean, there's a Friday night for you. Mm-hmm. And she's like raising her hand, and a couple other guys are like, it's like, oh, that's cool, And so it was an interesting conversation about
so good stuff in there?
Really good stuff. Rich made it like a bandit. She asked me what I wanted, and I said, well, I've got a 9-year-old daughter and stuff. So she gave me a bunch of these swag bag filled with like My Little Pony stuff, Of course, Jenna, she loved that. But
my answer there would be My Life Back.
Right. Hey, do you got my youth?
Security?
Do you got my youth in one of those swag bags?
Security, can you escort this disturbed man out of the comic book store?
Right, yeah. Of course, you would have to be really outlandish if you were to be described as disturbed, because literally right behind me was a guy in a Chewbacca suit.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Full on Chewbacca, right? And so we're turning
was he a fan, or was he part of the event?
No, he was just a fan. He just showed up.
Nice.
He showed up like at 6 in the morning in a Chewbacca suit. And out of all the things, the surreal conversation is I'm standing there, and me, Rich, and Chewbacca are talking about great local pizza.
Yeah.
Chewy, what do you think about that? Oh, Petros. Yeah, I love their corn crust. It's like, oh, really? Yeah, I haven't been there in a long time. Flying pie, excellent. And so I was just sitting there, and the little voice in the back of your head says that, dear God, it's Saturday morning, and you're talking to Chewbacca. But that's fantastic. I love that. I love the kitschiness and the sort of devotion and stuff. Those are my people, man.
So, here's the thing. You're at a comic book place, and you're talking to Chewbacca.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, where would you expect to talk to Darth Vader or Chewbacca or whatever? Maybe at a Comic-Con,
right?
At a comic book store event, right?
You think it's strange, but it's not strange because that's,
You're in the right place for it. But here's the deal.
Yeah.
In Portland, when you're just on the street doing nothing, just as an average person, and Chewbacca's there on the street, or maybe some guy is Darth Vader playing a bagpipe and riding a unicycle.
It happens.
Then it gets a little bit silly.
Well, it does. Depends, though, on what part of the town you're in. I mean, if you're in Pioneer Courthouse Square, all bets are off. You could run into anybody. I've ran into Elvis 3 times at Pioneer Courthouse Square.
Elvis Schroeder?
Him among others.
Okay, yeah.
There's like
the original,
what
I call the original.
I love the original Elvis. Yeah.
Schroeder.
We're working on getting him on the show for a bit.
Oh, that'd be great. He's he's been around forever.
Yeah.
Saturday Market.
Yes, that's where I first saw him. Me and a buddy of mine, we were down there Saturday Market. This was circa 89, 90.
Oh, yeah, he's been around since the 80s.
And
still.
So I was a young, carefree, a lot thinner, had hair.
He was a guest at Dante's.
He was.
Back when we did the Chuck and Buck show.
He was.
We talked to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's the first time I saw him. He was out there, and he had this karaoke kind of machine with him. And he was, God bless him. I'm like, out of all the songs he could have picked, I walk in as he's singing Engelbert Humperdinck's After the Love. And after the love.
Oh, yes.
And me and my buddy turned to each other and we're like, oh, this is beautiful, you know.
I know this. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we're just like staring at him as After the Love. God, I platonically love you at this moment. You know, and singing
and then
Engelbert
we'll
Humperdinck.
get divorced.
Right, we'll get platonically divorced.
I've heard him sing that.
Yeah,
too.
And he's been a mainstay for back. Remember
Since
back
the
when there
80s.
was the 24-hour Church of Elvis?
Yeah, he was
Ankeny, right?
Yeah, he would hang out with Stephanie.
Yeah. And also Jedediah too. He's of course the bassist for the fabulous Miss Wendy.
Oh yeah,
and they seem to have a cool little bond there, him and Elvis.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know some other people who are Elvises as well. I mean, those are more kind of the Elvis interpreter folks. I'm actually trying to adjust my camera.
Right, the people you would see in Vegas, right, doing the
yeah.
doing,
look, here I am.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's like my bucket list of maybe do a close up with Jason. Something I haven't done. I'll move it back. Anyway, my secret controls. But Elvis, he's a mainstay of Portland, and I remember, I took an Instagram of this a few years back, when they kind of redid the Voodoo Donuts down there, and they had a portrait in the
the velvet portrait, right?
Yeah, of him.
Yeah,
and now I'm seeing on my Facebook a friend of my old show who's down there in L.A., filmmaker, really interesting person, documentary person.
Wow, cool.
The lady who was in Afghanistan and doing stuff with the United Nations.
Yeah,
all this crazy stuff. And so she took a picture. In fact, I have it. I can show it here. Universal City down there in LA, which is where they had, it's kind of like, it's Universal City. They got all kinds of brands. It's a walking mall. I went down there when it was opened and took some video. Voodoo Donuts, Stumptown Coffee, right there.
Wow.
Downtown LA. Mm-hmm.
Branching out.
Yeah, some people were kind of like, kind of the, kind of the Portlandia-ish.
Yeah,
feel
anti-Portlandia backlash, maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, man, this is L.A. This isn't Portland.
Yeah. I get it. I can put that up in my news items that I have saved on Facebook. But,
excellent.
So the comic book thing went well.
Yeah, it was went really well, pretty smooth. Huge turnout. I mean, they had all sorts of cosplay guys and gals there. It was really cool and festive.
What else do they have other than Chewbacca?
Oh boy, there was a Judge Dredd. There was a couple that I didn't know exactly who they were because it was kind of the Japanese anime stuff. Rich knew who it was, but I didn't really up on it. And there was another guy that was cool. Yeah. I was like, wow, that he was like a transformer. And I'm like, that is creative, because he said, he was like, oh yeah, I made it myself, had all the molds made of it and stuff. Like,
isn't that hot right now? Because they're No, it's not. No, I'm thinking of the Power Rangers. There's a new Power Rangers movie that came out or is coming out. It's the Power Rangers.
Yes.
Or had come out. I don't know. I like the whole action comic, but I'm not that person.
Right. Gotcha.
For various reasons.
Yeah.
I'm not down on it either.
I
think it's fascinating.
Me too. I've seen some of it, and it does seem fascinating, but just for whatever reason, just haven't really delved, into it and stuff. But it went well.
We've got one of these days. We should just pull it up and feature it, because we did some great video at Comic-Con a few years back. We did some I think really turned out really well.
I liked it, yeah.
And I remember one of the cosplayers. The last video we did was Iron Man. Remember him?
Yes.
Yeah, we did a little bit with him.
I got to tell you, I'm endlessly fascinated by the level of realness. It isn't like, they went to a store and just bought this outfit and decided. No, a lot of these guys created this stuff themselves, and it looks almost like the real thing. And you sit there, and even if you're not a fan of it, you got to appreciate the dedication to what these people put into making themselves look exactly like the real thing,
Well, the one that was crazy, because I was doing the camera.
Yeah.
Doing behind the camera work.
Yeah.
And, they had... And I know everybody knows this, but they had, the guys out there with the Star Wars robots with the R2-D2. And it ended up spraying me in the face, with those, which was funny.
Yeah.
But these things are just amazingly detailed. And I had heard that in the new Star Wars movie, The Force Awakens, the J.J. Abrams, the producers, actually went to a group. I think they were in England, because they filmed in England, that were one of these hobby groups that build droids, working functional droids. And you look at these things up close, they're pretty much there's no, these are way more realistic than I think what George Lucas was working with when he actually filmed.
Right. What, 76, 70, circa, whatever, yeah.
And so they actually went to these guys, and they got a gig on the movie, being the droid masters.
Wow, yeah.
Because they're so good at making these little remote control droids with all the working stuff, machine shop, wood shop, you name it,
Right.
It's all mechanical.
Right, and I've always been endlessly fascinated by the dedication and just the artistic, when it's been fully rendered. So that's really cool.
I need a droid. I want a droid. See, they would take care of all my schedule. It'd take care of all my things that I need. It's time for you to go do this.
Back when Anarchy was down at the House of Sound, every Thursday night for a while there was a local high school robotics club. And they would meet out in the Red Room and stuff. And, of course, we would always walk through on the way to the studio and that. And for the longest time, I used to have fun with them. I'd come back out, after we got into the studio and set up everything. I'd come back out, and kids are all in this little circle, and they're talking about what they're doing. And I said, hey, would it be too much to ask if maybe you guys could make me a fembot? Mm-hmm. And that was the running gag, How far have you come on the fembot? What is this?
That's fantastic.
And Jason. Kids 15, 16-year-old, they're looking at me
that's great.
What? Yeah, how's it coming with the fembot?
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
No wonder they're not there anymore. It's we don't want to talk to the Anarchy Radio guys.
Right. No, they were actually really good-natured about it. And, of course, robotics, if I was young, right, back in high school, of course, that was the 80s, but... I wish that there would have been a robotics club back then.
Yeah,
I would have been so into that, when I sit there and I talk to those kids about that, I was like, man, what a fantastic thing that you guys have a robotics club that you can actually, delve into it and create stuff. I said, man, I wish I had that when I was your age.
But somehow, as the man that you are, the creepy old man who's talking to
the creepy old man that I've become today,
we're maybe happy that you didn't have robotics at your fingertips.
Probably not. No. No, yeah, I know.
There is. I did read an article about. I'll have to pull this up. We can make a mental note of this, but there is some because Japan.
Yeah.
Japan is quite they're really kind of the forefront of robotics. In fact, when I went down to Disney, almost 10 years ago with the kid and all that, we saw the Asmo, I think it was. That was the first robot that was literally walking around like a human being. Honda. It was Honda Research.
Okay.
The little guy that walked around. Now it's every robot's walking around, but this was in the early 2000s where it was hey, here's your first walking robot, right? And so we went down to see it, and they had him at the little bit earlier version at at Disney to give a demo, like walks up the stairs, gets you a tray of coffee and all that. And I was like, we got to see this because this is a revolutionary robot.
Yeah.
Again, nowadays, it's like, all your robots got to walk around.
But back then, man, that's the cutting edge.
Yeah. That was the first one.
Yeah.
And so I went to see that. So Japan's always kind of been at the forefront of that research. More so than America, and there was an article about Japanese and talking about them looking into personal companion type robots.
Right. And especially when you marry,
we'll just leave that right there.
Right. Personal. There was a documentary on Netflix. I have not watched it, but I saw the little thumbnail of it. I'm like, I can't go there. But
maybe that's where, maybe it was. I don't know.
Maybe that was it. But it's always, when they marry the idea of robotics and then with the whole thing of AI, you're like, geez, man, if they can ever figure out to make a robot and give it artificial intelligence, they will be the masters of the universe.
Yeah. Well, we talked a little bit about that in one of our previous shows about AI, and we will talk more about that because in about a year. Yeah. This will just all be AI.
Right.
We won't even be here.
Right. We'll be like holograms, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, hi, I'm Jason. No, you're not. Well, I could be. You don't know. So it'd be like Westworld. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Exactly.
So watch this space.
So what? Anything else? Exciting. That was an exciting full weekend of 5 a.m. at the comic book store.
It was fabulous. It was a fun time. Afterwards, Buddha and I we had a little breakfast. Then we headed over to Gladstone, where there's another comic shop, and that place was packed too. And
is that the one on McLaughlin?
No, this one is over on Main Street in Gladstone. It's been there for about a year or so. And I can't remember the name of it, but it really is this hole in the wall little mom and pop little comic book store, and the owner I love talking to him because he is a fount. He, like Buddha, he is a fount of knowledge, and it was a fun time, man. And let's see, I'm trying to think. Other than that, I did some grilling last night. I call it grill therapy because I'll get out there and start grilling stuff. Oh, sure. Yeah, after church, right. The Church of Jason, I don't know. But I did a little grilling there. It's decent weather. And I call it grill therapy because no matter what's going on in your life, when you get out there, you get outside there on the back area and you start whipping it up. And it's just everything is serene. No one's out there. It's all quiet. The birds are chirping. Everything is right in the world, Mm-hmm. And so I call it grill therapy,
That's great.
Yeah.
Maybe I should have come over and had a beer because I was dressed up and ready to go. I'd already
come on in, grab a seat. Hey, what's the suit for, dude? What's going on?
It would have been great. I mean, I had to print the thing out, but it would have been great if I just would have gone to Revolution Hall and been like, hey, where's the show? It's like no one's there.
Crickets.
The place is locked, right?
Right.
And the maddening thing is that the Bridgetown Comedy Festival, like Amanda was doing her thing, and then I was like, if I go to this, maybe I'll go to that or something.
Sure.
And then I was just like, I was so frustrated and disgusted.
Forget about it. I'm going home.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm going to Trader Joe's and getting some salad.
Right.
So, hey, there wasn't much news over the weekend. No, there was lots of news.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff happened.
Yeah.
Number one.
Yes.
Is France.
Vive la France. Macron, and I think I'm saying his name right.
I know, right?
Macaroon. Won very convincingly, and I was kind of trepidatious for a while there because France is unique in that they have a blackout period of the day or two before the election. No, the media is not allowed to talk about it.
Right.
On any stuff. It's a total media blackout. So there's any last minute, whatever.
Comies.
And the Comey factor. But literally 40 minutes before the blackout was supposed to set, somebody released hacked documents. The Russians strike again, And, of course, so Macron got on there literally 5 minutes before the blackout takes effect and says, hey, this has happened. Don't believe it. And so he kind of soothed the thoughts, because people were seriously over
got him right here.
We're freaking out a little bit. They're like, oh, my God, we've been hacked. What is going on? And but no, Le Pen got beat.
For
got him right here.
American researchers,
Yes.
entrepreneurs, engineers working on climate change.
This was his
Last Saturday,
next
I invited
president.
you
Message
to come
to American.
France and join European and French researchers to work on climate change
Here we
here.
go.
Because here you are welcome.
There he is.
I do know how your new president now
I haven't
has
heard.
decided
The
to
orange
jeopardize your budget, your initiatives, as he is extremely skeptical about climate change. I have no doubt about climate change and how committed we have to be regarding this issue.
Well, there you go.
Your president is stupid. Come to France. We actually do science here.
That's kind of it in a nutshell, isn't it? What he's saying.
Yeah.
He's
The
good
orange
English,
one.
too. Good English.
Does, yeah.
Yeah.
And he handily beat Le Pen.
Yeah, he's a handsome guy,
Yeah.
39 years old,
Yep.
and his wife is 64.
Well,
Yeah, well, I mean,
if it works for them.
We've been, I mean, she's not bad. Okay, so you know what the scandal... Did we talk about the scandal? His scandal. I mean, this was, of course, we got Marie Le Pen and the National Front. She's the one who lost.
The fascist party, yeah.
And I loved it. I saw on basically the French CNN. It wasn't CNN, but it was one of those France 24.
Yes.
France 24.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I think it's kind of like France's CNN. Ish.
Yeah.
And they had like the pictures just like CNN had when we had like Hillary and Bernie and Hillary and Trump and one of the things that TV news does is they'll go get and Photoshop Macron's pictures, like, look at that handsome 39-year-old man, and then they'll take Le Pen and she looks like trash, man. I mean, and I looked at the website France 24 and it was like every picture of the two of them, they found the worst picture of Le Pen.
Yeah,
and just put it up there and probably shop a little more.
That's the way it's always been. I mean, if during our presidential, I mean, if you do it in Fox News, Trump was always Trump, but Hillary looked like some, the crypt keeper, and the other way around. If you went on MSNBC,
right.
Hillary was this shining, and then Trump looks like he just got off a bender, in Vegas. And so, it is. But you're right. And it's like, because what the people's behind the scenes, what their views are by those pictures, right? Okay, they must be from Macron because Le Pen looks like, she looks a little rough.
It was like last night, and I checked it, and it was just so obvious. It wasn't even, and it was every page and picture, and it's like, okay, well, maybe we'll give them that one, and they got a not such a good one in the candidate. But I mean, that tells you immediately where France 24 stands politically.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's no ambiguity about it, right?
Yeah.
When you got like this young, dashing man about town, and then you got like the crypt keeper and the other one, it's kind of like, I think, I know where they're going.
But hey, that's clearly Putin, right? No, it's not. It's like it's Western media.
Sure.
Come on. It's
right.
like everyone does this sort of thing in politics.
It's subtle propaganda.
The shiv.
What do they call it? Like, I think the actual term for it is soft propaganda, because it's like it's like soft porn, but it's soft propaganda because it's not it's not stated verbally like in your face, but it's like the pictures. It conveys the message.
We did mention last week that I watched the one political thing I watched before Friday's show last week was Comey's testimony, and no one picked up on it, but he used the phrase intelligence porn talking about WikiLeaks, and that just stuck. I mean, because I was like, I understand what he was saying. He was trying to he was trying to, 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 he was trying to he was trying to say that WikiLeaks is not journalism. There's no journalistic integrity for finding out things.
Yeah.
It's just a data dump, which becomes then, as he called it, intelligence porn. So
right. It is really, because people aren't getting on there because they want to find fact-based whatever it is. They're getting on there because they want entertainment. And it's entertainment. We are, sad to say, folks, we are now in that zone.
The John Podesta emails. Pizza joint. John Podesta running around with kids in a pizza joint.
Right. And then debates where they break out lightsabers and start dueling,
Yeah.
But
he's 39 and she's 64. And the big scandal was, so deal is that he was in school.
Okay.
In the high school. He was like 17, I want to say. I think it was 17. Mm-hmm. And she was his drama teacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you haven't heard this, right?
No, I have not.
Mrs. Macron was
this is saucy.
Excellent. Married drama teacher.
Yeah.
And this is all out there. I mean, they kind of started a relationship, which is kind of not, even in France. I was thinking, in America, of course.
Oh yeah, there's someone.
But I thought
someone's going to jail over that.
Okay, it's France, right? It's Italy. It's hi, ciao, But no, even
17 over here is 34.
Yeah, but even in France, it was like the parents like pulled him out of the school and whatnot, and she was married too, I believe, and so then that's what happened.
Oh.
And so now,
I never heard that. Never heard that.
You
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah, I've never.
You don't keep up on this stuff.
Well, I have not been Macroned yet.
And obviously politically, the opposition, put this all out there. So
I gotta admit, I kept a very sort of light viewage of the French. Of course, I every once in a while I'd peek in because. This
Washington Post right here, even with the big filed under Europe. Emmanuel Macron is 39, his wife is 64.
Oh.
French women say it's about time.
That's right. She's a cougar. She wants the young'un.
No, she's like, but how long? How long have they? Well, and then they bring up Trump. The age difference between Trump and Melania.
Well, that's true. Isn't it funny, though, that, of course it is a double standard, that a guy...
Macron was only 15. 15 when he met Brigitte Trogneau. I'm not sure how do you say her name. I'm really bad with French. It's Trogneux. Trogneau. Brigitte. He was 15, a married teacher... his high school in northern France, and she had 3 children.
Wow.
Oh. Wow. Macron's parents sent him to Paris to put distance between the teacher who ran the drama club and their precious son, but their bond lasted. She divorced, and 10 years ago they were married.
Wow.
10 years ago. Wow. That's odd.
So he was 29, she was 54. And
yeah.
Well.
She's a good-looking lady. So that is in the Washington Post. So
in France,
so a lot of hay was made by Le Pen and those folks.
In France, they call her Le Cougar.
Oh, okay. So
anyway,
hey, look, it's 2017. So what? 64?
Yeah,
that's the new 44.
Sure.
Right?
Sure.
Which makes 39 the new 12. But, hey, so if you do the math, then the French president is about 12 years old. He's having temper tantrums.
Right.
But what's the difference between a 70-year-old president that has temper tantrums in the White House?
Yeah.
Go figure that.
Let's ponder that. No, let's not ponder that.
Speaking of strip clubs.
Sure.
This is actually in the Oregonian, and it was really, I'll pull the Oregonian version up, but it was really, I think it was reported in Mercury, Willamette Week.
Yeah.
These are our neighbors, very close by this location. Portland steak-centric strip club owner calls vegan strip club whorehouse in Vice article. Oh, it made Vice. I'm sorry, it made Vice's feminist channel. Let's pull it up here. This was last week, so this is in local national news.
Yeah.
Well, and of course the article
Wow.
doesn't come up. Great. All right, so we'll go back to. But I did read the article in Vice. So the deal here, Jason, as you may or may not know, is down the street here in Southeast Portland.
Yes.
We have the Acropolis,
Been here forever, yeah.
which is one of the older dance clubs, dance places. Mary's Club being the oldest.
Yeah.
Downtown. Still there?
I
been a
have
long
no
time.
idea.
I think it's still there. How you can't remove Mary's Club. I mean, they got the neon sign with the. I mean,
Right.
that's you want your Voodoo Donuts, Mary's Club, which is not far from Voodoo Donuts. Actually, you can
Right.
get a donut, and Mary's Club is an institution of
Right.
fine dance, pole dancing.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
Portland. It's Portland.
Yeah.
And Magic Garden was another old place which actually has been wiped out. Gentrification in an old town. But Mary's Club's been there since '64, I want to say, early '60s.
Yeah.
So it has that kind of Mad Men feel to it, that
Yeah.
family owned and operated by women. The family of women own or were owners and operators of that establishment, by the way. So
Go figure.
don't fight me on that. But anyway, so we have the Acropolis. It's been there for I don't know, 30 years,
Sure.
something like that. I want to
Sure.
say, and then next door to it, there was another establishment. I think the Fantasy Video.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can figure out what that video place was all about.
Right.
It wasn't a comic book place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe there was cosplay there.
Maybe.
In an adult over 21 kind of a thing. So
They call it cos porn.
literally next door.
Yeah.
Literally next door. Acropolis. It's been there forever. And it's a steakhouse.
Yeah.
That's what it says on the sign, right? You drive past it says the Acropolis Steakhouse.
Do you remember
By the
what-
way, did we mention naked women on a stage
Yeah.
too while you're eating your steak? Just saying.
Just
right?
saying, right.
And so next door
Yeah.
is this place called Casa Diablo.
Casa Diablo, yes. And it's a vegan strip club.
It is a vegan strip club. Johnny Diablo Zuckel, I believe, owner of Casa Diablo. Now, is this the second one?
Yes.
So this is Casa Diablo 2.
Yes.
The original Casa Diablo. And this, because Portland, this has been in the national news. Johnny and Casa Diablo, because it was vegan strip club. As the moment you say vegan strippers, strip clubs,
Yeah.
it's in all the national news. And this has been around for several years. This isn't news.
No.
right?
No.
And it's certainly not news around here. But the news is they put in the Casa Diablo, I don't know, I want to say a year or two ago. It's been a couple years it's been there. Next
2
door
years. Yeah.
to the Acropolis Steakhouse
Yeah.
strip club.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now, as you would guess,
There's a little heat.
as vegans and meat eaters can sometimes do,
Yeah.
there is tension
There's
and
tension.
fighting.
Well, do you remember what was originally in that building where Casa Diablo is now?
No, Jason, I don't.
This is a good
drive past it.
Milwaukee. This is a good Milwaukee retro trivia question. In the old days, it was at Wendy's,
Oh, okay.
the building, and then it's
Was it Wendy's?
yeah, it's had
This
vacant
is-
for a
this
few
is-
years, and then the Fantasy took it over, and then Casa Diablo took it over. But every time I drive by there, I'm like, that ain't Wendy's.
Oh, jeez.
You know.
If they only had kept the sign.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
Welcome to Casa Diablo 2. And there's
And all the
Wendy's.
dudes, and all the dudes go in there because they want to see Pippi Longstocking without any stockings, right?
No.
Anyway, yeah. So there's heat between both of them, the
Yes.
Acropolis and Casa Diablo.
Yeah, so Vice got a hold of this.
Yeah.
And that they're fighting.
Wow.
The Casa Diablo, they don't like the Acropolis and the people because they're eating a steak. And
Right,
it's cheap.
right, right.
It's a cheap. And the guy who owns it has a ranch, so The
Yeah.
steak is I think I read that.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's where the steak comes from.
Where the meat comes from.
So
yeah.
that I guess makes sense.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I'm a vegan, so there you go. I'm talking about this and you're not. So
I'm a.
so you're Acropolis. I'm Casa Diablo.
Well, I'm an omnivore.
Right.
Yeah.
But anyway, and I've never been to the Casa Diablo establishments.
Mm-hmm.
I've actually talked about it. People on the social media dance there.
Yeah.
I've seen who are vegan. I've talked about it with other vegan women. It's like, oh, you never been there? No, we should go there sometime. Okay, never happens. Whatever. But don't even know if maybe the food's good. The food's got to be good.
I have been there, and you know,
Well,
Jason,
Anarchy
wow,
Radio.
what are you doing? We did, yeah. And the show, we had a promotion in conjunction with Dick Hennessy's productions of the annual.
Now you're talking Casa Diablo.
Casa Diablo 2.
No, this one we're talking about.
Yep,
the one
I've been down there. Yeah,
Okay,
and I had
one in the feud.
I had the vegan nacho.
Uh-huh.
I guess it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad.
Ooh, I like a good vegan nacho. Now,
wasn't
see,
bad.
now
Yeah.
it's like, oh, I'm just here for the vegan nacho.
Well, yeah,
And I haven't had a vegan nacho in a while, and I've been trying to,
right.
darn it. See what you did there?
Well, I'm sorry, but
Where's Doc? Casa Diablo.
right. But you know, the funny thing about the Acropolis, though, if we're talking about the Acropolis too, is that they recognize for a while they had this huge thing.
$7 ribeyes.
Right.
Is,
yeah, even people
Bob
who don't.
Police. How do you police?
I don't know.
Sounds Greek to me.
Right.
Like that's not a joke, actually.
Hence the name Acropolis.
Yeah.
But no, they recognize that their people enjoy their food who regularly would not go into a gentleman's club, so we say. So they actually, the Acropolis is funny. They actually have a takeout window in the back of the place where you don't even have to enter the restaurant. You can just pick up your food there. And there are some people that are like, man, the steak is just friggin' awesome. I just go there to pick up the steak. I don't know. I've never had the steak there.
Here it is.
But yeah, Casa Diablo, we did a promotion. It was the
Vice article in Broadly inside the insane feud between a vegan strip club and the steakhouse next door. Again, this is on broadlyvice.com. In Portland, Oregon, a vegan strip club and the steakhouse/strip club next door are locked in an intense rivalry. I mean, this is
Cold War turned hot.
Yeah, I mean, this is Bob Pelozzo, 76, founder of the Acropolis, who has the thing. And this is, look, what do we call this? This is Portland porn.
Yes,
quite somewhat literally. Like if it's about Portland and it's crazy about a vegan and a steakhouse strip clubs fighting, you got to put that on the. I'm sure.
we need the label for this.
I'm sure that this article has found its way on MSNBC or God knows the regular one. It's Portland. Look,
Yeah.
but they built a wall between the two, and then
right.
So I don't know. I don't know what the story is here. I'm just now you got. Honestly, seriously, you said vegan nachos.
Yes.
And I'm just like, I haven't had a good nacho in a while.
It was good. I enjoyed it.
I had the vegan cheese on it, right?
Yes. And everything was, I think the cheese was like a soy based.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, if you're sitting there and no one told you that it was a vegan nacho, right? And you just blindly pick it up and eat it, you would say, hey. Not a bad nacho, pretty good. And you wouldn't give it a second thought. You say that's a good nacho, and then when people say, "Did you know it's all vegan?" But you knew that going in the door, and so I was like, "Well, I'm gonna try it anyway."
I'll tell you, there are cheeses that you can make vegan that are really, really good, and there are some people. There's a woman named Miyoko, yes, and she's got a whole cookbook line. I think she's out like. Either San Francisco or New York. I think she's San Francisco. I've met her. You can go to New Seasons and get her stuff. It's a little spendy, but just like good cheese is brie or whatever. But you can get these bries and all this stuff. Soy based.
Okay.
Or a lot of cheeses are nut-based, like cashews and
Really?
things like that. Oh, yeah. And they're actually very, very good. You can make it yourself. You can get a cookbook. It's a little time-consuming.
Yeah.
The other thing is you can age it a little bit like cheese, because like fine cheeses, and I am a cheese aficionado. I like cheese. So that was a big give up when I went vegan. And then it was like, yes, but vegan cheese. And it was like, oh, wow, look at that. They're nut-based.
Yeah.
Some people, the soy isn't good for them. The nut-based ones, good for you. There's a
protein, right? I mean, the nuts and stuff.
Good protein.
Yeah.
Nuts are good for you.
Yeah.
They're not only vegan, they're paleo too, because we've been eating nuts forever.
Right.
Great source of protein. And if you go out to Hood River, the people who do the tofurkey, they're based in Hood River, and there's a ton of cheese places out there, or there's other food places out in Hood River. Hood River is becoming like a big food kind of mecca of manufacturing. The people who do the Chilipino chips stuff, they're out there in Hood River. But there's like a cheese folks out there that make the spreadable cheese, new something.
Yeah.
And it's just like your spreadable cheese that you get.
Yeah.
And it tastes fantastic, and it's better for you. Doesn't have all that dairy cholesterol stuff.
Yeah.
So if you can find it, you can do it.
Yeah, as an omnivore, right? I've always said, well, people say, well, it's got to be meat. I can only have meat. I said, listen, man, if it tastes like, let's take a hamburger or a hot dog, whatever, and if it tastes like that, if the texture is pretty good, and I could care less. I mean, if it's healthy for me and it tastes like a hamburger or a hot dog, God bless it, man. I don't care. In fact, I would probably, I'd probably prefer it, because if the taste is good, why wouldn't you want to eat something healthier? Why would you want to go to some greasy, whatever, versus something that tasted like the real thing?
That's what you find out.
But there's this brand. It's I think it's Garden Burger. They had this one called
Portland. They're from Portland.
Yeah, instead of the Garden Burger, it was like this griller, and it was supposed to take like real hamburger, and it did.
Oh yeah,
I was like, wow, that's pretty good. And they had some other like hot dog sort of stuff that I've had, or sausage.
I can,
sausage that.
If you ever need to know, just ask old Doc Normal. He knows.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. And you go to if you ever go to a big legit vegan food fest, and you try out some of those products like cheeses and stuff, you're like, holy crap. The one that blew me away, Germany. Okay, so in Germany, which is like Germany is, let's just say, meat capital of the world.
Bratwurst, sausages,
and I know a little bit about this subject.
Right, yeah.
Yes, Germany is like meat. I mean, just the tons and tons. Meat is almost in every principal ingredient in every single German meal that you would.
Oh, yeah.
And then maybe some sauerkraut and some potatoes.
Their version of grape nuts,
Yeah, no, it's got pork in it or something.
Right.
Well, modern Germany, they have a huge vegan movement, as you would guess, right?
Sure.
And they have a line of sausages, like bratwursts and things like that.
Yeah.
And the meat that they put in, like the lamb that they put in the Greek food, those little strips.
Gyro?
Yeah. They have stuff like that.
What are they called? Yeah, because most people say they call them gyros, but I call them gyros.
Gyros, yeah. That's I think. But it's like lamb meat that they put in there.
Lamb, yeah. Mm-hmm.
This company has all this vegan. I went to something and they're like tasting it. It's like, this is crazy. This is just insane.
Technology, a great thing, man.
Yeah. Anyway, but I hate going off on this because maybe someday I'll do a vegan program. We'll do an actual
cooking sort of thing?
a continual series vegan.
Wow.
I wanted to do one for you, but you got to kind of do it off to the side because people out there don't want to hear about your vegan ways. I mean, it's like
that's
it's like
true.
Religion.
Some people do.
Well, so if people come to you, I mean, vegans get this thing, vegetarians and vegans get this thing about going crazy, walking in and telling everybody what to eat and everything. And
your vegan ways.
Yeah.
How dare you keep your vegan ways away from me?
Right.
Anyway.
Well, no, you get a bad rap, and maybe it's true from the past, but like I'm not that guy. I mean, I'm not the guy who's going to. I hate telling people what to do or should do. If someone comes to you and say, "Hey, I noticed this, and I'm curious about it," then you go, "I'd be happy to talk to you about it," right?
Yeah.
I'd be happy to talk to you about the word of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Would you like a pamphlet?
Yeah,
How many Jehovah's Witnesses? Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's just the vegans. That's cool.
And that's the dip. Oh.
What?
You just gave me a great idea.
Vegan evangelization.
Like the people who come to the door with the Bible and not unsolicited, which is exactly what I'm talking about.
Right.
Because nobody wants to, they used to do it a lot when I was growing up, although they still do it. And it's like you see the guy and the book's in the hand and they're just errantly walking around your neighborhood. It's like, no.
Even though I'm not a vegan, I will go with you. I'll get the white shirt and the black tie.
Oh my gosh.
And I'll just stand next to you. I'll be the silent guy, the backup, right? Because you'll talk, hey, I want to talk to our Lord and Savior, soy-based products, and I'll just look at him like,
exactly, yeah.
And
it's
it'll
got to
work.
be something crazy. No, we're going to do this, but it's got to be something crazy.
Yeah.
Maybe not vegan, like not something just off the wall. So when people see you coming, they're expecting the Bible. They're expecting Jesus and all that, but it'll just be something like, "Have you thought about your snow tires?"
Yeah. I got it.
What do you think?
Oh God! And I always spend my day thinking up weird crap. So this is right in my wheelhouse. Yeah. Okay, we need. You're right. We can't call it vegan. It's got to be something more.
Just something off the wall that no one would do.
So your church is
about a water only based diet,
right? But you were part of the naturalism movement.
Oh yeah,
yeah. You're part of the naturalism movement, and
which is great because it's getting warm now.
Yeah. And
hello, Collins Beach.
Martha, I know that you're tired of this man-made, pesticide-ridden food. We have got an answer for you, okay? It's called naturalism. Everything, and you embrace the Earth Mother, right? And the Earth Mother will feed you with a holy bounty of goodness.
This is beyond organic.
Right, beyond organic. We are in a
came up with the marketing beyond organic.
We are in a post-organic movement. Yeah. We are natural. We are naturalism. Instead of Catholicism, it's naturalism, right?
Oh, wait, capture that natural bacteria. Here's dinner.
We better trademark this, Greg.
Just go get the website.
Yeah. Naturalism.com.
Speaking of dinner.
Yeah. Yes.
Country Living here. They somehow received. You get those RSVPs.
Yes.
For a wedding.
Sure.
Right? Which is always like
sometimes.
You're like ugh. Anyway, but
or sometimes not.
Someone's getting married, and they what do? They send you a thing, and it's a fancy envelope and all this stuff, and you
Mr. and Mrs. Yada yada yada,
and then there's a little card that immediately drops out to the table on the floor. I gotta go pick it up.
Yeah.
Wonder how many deaths there were because of your crappy little RSVP card. Because poor grandpa, it dropped out. And he bends over and then he hits his head on the desk, and then grandpa didn't make it.
Right.
Think about it next time.
Right. Don't you feel bad about grandpa?
Send a meetup. Send an email.
How dare you?
Forget about this crap. But anyway, you open it up and there's an RSVP. And so these folks got a RSVP, your response is very standard. Your response is requested by September 22nd, and there's a place where you put your name in there and how many will attend or will not attend. I always thought that's kind of weird. Yeah. Will attend, will not attend. That's already right there is kind of weird because it's like, dude, just put in who's going to be there. All right.
Yeah.
And sometimes they ask about food. Or food allergies, like in the case of vegan or whatever. It's like vegan options if you're cool. I don't think I wasn't vegan at the time, so I think it was screw it.
Lactose intolerant or whatever.
Yeah, that's always good. Yeah. So, so this wedding is please initial your choice of entree. This is to plan for the caterers. Okay. Your options are beef, pork, or child 12 and under.
Oh, jeez.
Please let us know of any dietary restrictions.
Cannibalism wedding.
So
Yeah, I'd like the 11-year-old kid served with a nice honey sherry glaze. Right.
You know, Hannibal Lecter is just like, oh, a wedding I can really go to now.
I love those
Do you
ribs.
have a side of fava beans?
Some Chianti. Oh,
Chianti.
that is awesome. Yeah, I'll take the 11-year-old ribs.
Yeah, just right
Maybe
there.
a nice...
Right there. Please initial your choice of entree. Beef,
Oh,
pork,
boy.
child. 12 and under, too. So it's a baby back. Baby back time. Baby back ribs.
Literally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tasty baby. Because the older they...
Get in my belly.
Fat bastard.
Yes. Get in my belly.
Oh, I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Right, yeah.
Is that the sequel to Austin Powers?
I think he first showed up in the sequel, yeah. The Spy Who Shagged Me or
The
something
Spy
like that.
Who Shagged Me.
Yeah.
Oh, fat bastard! It was one of one of several of Michael Myers' creations. His fat bastard was
Brilliant,
a
yeah.
Scottish crime. You know, it's all James Bondish. So
Right, yeah.
and just, get in my belly.
Get in my belly.
Oh my gosh! Yes, yeah. So I think there was a printing issue. I could be wrong, but but Jason, look. If you are going to have a human for your wedding spread, you want them young.
Well,
I mean,
it's like a veal thing, right?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
And for all of you who don't know what veal is, it's baby cow.
Yeah. Welcome to. Welcome to.
Loved veal too.
Welcome to the vegan talk.
Yeah, vegan talk.
There's a great line in the TV show.
Yeah.
One of my favorite TV shows. Larry Sanders.
Oh, and
The late Gary Shandling.
Hey now.
Another guy that went
way too soon. Yeah.
back in the religious purge.
Yeah.
Gary Shandling. There's a funny line about the veal. I think his producer. I mean, I'm sorry.
Hey now.
I'm sorry to my vegan friends. He had this line. The producer was like, "Hey, let's go out to dinner." And Larry Sanders like, "I gotta go home." And I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna go in there. I'm gonna have the veal. I don't care if they lock him in the box. It's tasty, you know. It's just like you're like, oh god.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, I remember when I was really young. Yeah, when I was really young, I would be served like a veal parmesan, right? And I thought it was pretty good, you know, until I found out later, you know, hey, do you know what veal is? Yeah, what is it? It's a baby cow. I'm like, that's not nice.
You see this?
Yeah.
So the MTV movie, speaking of veal,
Speaking of veal,
and modern times,
we can segue into anything. It don't matter.
it's going to be a contest. People will write subjects down and throw them at us at some point. It's like segue into this, segue into that.
That's what we can do. Folks, if you want to segue into the weirdest thing possible, give us a call now. 503-395-5040. Again, 503-395-5040. And when you do, all right, I want you to tell us the weirdest subject that we have to segue into. We don't care what it is. The weirder, the more abstract, the more just out there, we want it. I will see and meet that challenge.
And we have a half an hour.
We got a half an hour.
About a half an hour to go. And we're actually out in a half an hour. We're not going long today.
Right.
He has something to do. But you see this MTV movie... Is it Movie and TV Awards?
Yes, last night, yeah.
What they had is, here, this is on HuffPost Entertainment. Emma Watson, Millie Bobby Brown win first gender-neutral acting awards. Emma Watson and Millie Bobby Brown made history on Sunday night, becoming the first stars to accept gender-neutral acting awards in mainstream awards show history. Watson accepted the MTV Movie and TV Award for Best Actor in a Movie for playing Belle in the film Beauty and the Beast. And Millie Bobby Brown, I was just going to say, where is she from? I'm sorry, not she. They. Later in the evening, Millie Bobby Brown won the award for Best Actor in a TV show for playing Eleven in the Netflix hit Stranger Things.
Yes.
And I think...
I've never seen that show. I've heard it's really good.
I have too. During her speech, Brown thanked Stranger Things creator Matt and Ross Duffer for creating a badass female iconic character that she has the honor to play. Well, that's in parentheses, so I'm not sure.
Wow, okay.
It worked. But anyway, so that's now partially, and I've made this mistake or identification, but in acting years ago, they dropped the actress moniker. You are an actor.
An actor, yes.
You're either a male or female or gender.
Sure. Gender neutral. I am an actor.
Yeah,
I'm a thespian.
So I guess that this is MTV kind of just put this in. I mean, they're recognizing that.
New this year. They changed the name of the show to the MTV movie and TV awards. It used to be, of course, it was just the movie awards, but now it's movie and TV. Mm-hmm. And they created a few new categories, being and retooled some categories, i.e., the gender neutral, and they had it last night, and I have not watched it. My long suffering better half did, mm-hmm. and she said that it was a pretty decent little show, and so there you go.
Speaking of gender neutral, did you see this Chris Hayes on MSNBC?
Yes, I want to bring this up real quick because it is the only time in my life I have ever heard Barry. I've ever heard Bernie Sanders laugh.
Yeah,
he never laughs. Right, he's a very stoic guy. He gets angry. The curmudgeonly.
A little bit.
Fantastic healthcare. Right now, Obamacare is failing.
So this was...
We have a failing healthcare. I shouldn't say this to our great gentleman and my friend from Australia, because you have
Trump talking to Australia.
They have universal health. I know. I thought you would.
Okay. Wait a minute, Chris. All right. The president has
I
just
love
said
this guy.
Bernie. That's great. Let's take a look at the Australian healthcare system. And let's move. Maybe let's take a look at the Canadian health system or systems throughout Europe. Thank you, Mr. President. Let us move to a Medicare for all system.
So, So in classic Bernie style, he's a media maven. I'm telling you, man. Or whatever you call guru, whatever. But so Trump meets with the Australian guy last week, and he says he compliments him on
you got better health care than we got.
As Obamacare is being repealed in the House.
Yeah.
And so Bernie gets on MSNBC there with the is it Chris Hayes? Yeah,
Chris Hayes, MSNBC.
Yeah. And he laughs and says, "Okay, thanks, Mr. President. Let's look at those health cares around the world and compare and do that."
He also said, "I will literally quote you on the Senate floor. Thank you, Mr. President." Mm-hmm. It's like, gosh, with that and like the Civil War thing and other stuff, it's like, dude. Okay, this is not a political show, and I'm not going to make it into one. If you want to hear my my thoughts on it, tune in Wednesday. Tune in Wednesday at noon, because yes, we will be talking about it. But it was the first time I've ever seen Bernie Sanders actually laugh.
Oh, I've seen him laugh.
Really? I've seen him smile and stuff, but I've never seen him laugh, because he's always,
I guess he's kind of seen as kind of a dour.
And he's one of us, dude. He's a curmudgeon. He gets a little angry and he just lets it fly.
He did,
with that Brooklyn accent. I don't like it. These guys are jerks.
Yeah. I think that he broke that mold. And boy, that was a political moment. That was the moment where you were like, I think this guy might be able to win the primary. When the little bird landed on the podium
Portland, Oregon, the sold-out Moda Center.
Stopped and he kind of smiled and looked at the bird, and people freaked out, right? It's like a gentle Bernie moment, along with him holding his big fat cat in a sweater. It's like. That's not how you do it.
Oh,
he wasn't doing that.
No, I know,
but he wasn't Blofeld. He was.
You're right,
Blofeld. We need to talk about the healthcare.
Hey, Blofeld. Anyway, but no, when I saw that, the iconic vision of Bernie, sold out Moda Center, here comes the bird on the podium. Mm-hmm. I sometimes look at things, and for the moment, I judge it on optics. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I saw that, and I was like, Hollywood couldn't make this up. That is brilliant. Mm-hmm. The crowd's going wild. Bernie's smiling at it. I said, I bet you that, at that point, I was like, man, I bet you the Trump or Ted Cruz campaign is crapping their pants. Mm-hmm. Because, holy cow, you can't make, Hollywood can't, well, he could recreate it, but it's almost like divine providence, right?
It was crazy.
Put the bird on the podium. God has sanctioned.
It was almost Bernie Sanders, too perfect. I mean, it was like I rewound that scene a few times when it happened, just to see, is that a robotic word? Is that a drone bird?
Right.
It's just too perfect. It's politics. It can't be.
But it was, it was one of those weird, random moments that happened that Hollywood ending.
Speaking of socialism and free handouts, did you see this one? Damian Lillard.
We can segue anything.
Damian Lillard rallies teammates to donate bonus playoff money to Trailblazers staff. The Blazers guard made sure his teammates followed through on the gesture. This happened this week, too. This is when a team, this is on NBA or CBSSports.com. When a team makes the playoffs, they are awarded a bonus check. This season, any team participating in the first round of the playoffs was given $223,864 to be divided among players. Yeah. Not a bad little spiff.
Roughly breaks down to $16,000.
Yep. For the Blazers, roughly $16,000 per player. As captain for the past 2 seasons, Lillard has made it clear to his teammates that their playoff checks should be donated to the Blazers support staff, which consists of everybody from massage therapists to trainers at the practice facility. So that divided among 25 support staff. There is your bonus check. There is a guy, a rich sports guy, Damian Lillard, and the team saying, "Hey, we can do without this $223,000. We can give this to the folks who are doing the behind the scenes work."
Right, and this follows. This is actually, I think this is a reaction to a article that was written a couple days before that. John Canzano wrote an article, and of course for the Oregonian, and it really got some national attention because he talked about the culture of the team, and basically said how Golden State was a classy organization and Portland was crap. That is
right. Yes, I read that article,
and I think Lillard's response to that was, "Oh yeah, we're going to give And so I think that's what that's about. Great gesture, though. I mean, the support staff that literally work their butts off day in and day out to work for the team don't see the $1 million contracts, don't see the TV money or anything like that, and they're just daily, monthly, yearly employees going about their business. And it's kind of cool that these guys, especially Damian, really reached out and did that. I mean, that hopefully, the cool thing about that is hopefully that will catch on. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it won't be alone. Hopefully, because there's a lot. I mean, the unsung heroes of teams like that, whether it be football, baseball, basketball, these guys get paid, but then they ain't making millions a year. I mean, they're making probably just okay money. And so when these guys reach out and say, "Hey, man, thank you for what you do to make my life better and easier," I think that's fantastic. And Damian is a class guy. I've never heard anything but real positive, affirming things about Damian. And
in addition to being a great player,
he's a rapper. Dame Dollar.
Oh yeah. So we're wrapping up here. The big headline that pops up is political news that Obama warned Trump about Michael Flynn. So that's in the news. I'm guessing that on Wednesday, when we do two shows, we do this show at 9, and then we do Turning Left, a completely political show. Which is why I try to avoid it here. I'm sure we got a lot of politics to talk about because we got the French election, we got the Obama, we've got the health care.
Sally Yates, right now as we speak, is giving her testimony.
So there'll be a lot of political fallout. I have some stuff about Representative Greg Walden in Oregon, and one of my, just as a teaser, and this one's going to be top of my list. In fact, I might even see if we can bring this into Turning Left. Is the review of the national monuments.
Breaks my. When I read that article you sent, it breaks my heart. I did.
The list.
I did read the list.
We've got Siskiyou National. I mean, several of ours are
Grand Canyon stuff in there.
Oh sure.
It broke my heart. I'm like, what? You're right. Teddy Roosevelt is rolling in his grave over this.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
So I'd love to dig into that little bit on Wednesday. Maybe we can even pull together a special guest. I don't know. I'll have to ask him. But Sequoia National Forest. I mean, we're talking about this. This is, you can debate the healthcare. You can debate this. You can debate that. But the one of the last things that makes America great, which I hate using that term now, is our national monuments. The stuff that Teddy Roosevelt, a Republican, did put in place to preserve the natural beauty of our continent, to not develop it, to leave it there. Like those redwoods. Just go down there and drive through them. Look at them. Go watch Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Watch them land speed through there. These things are amazingly centuries old trees,
millennia's old
that are
trees,
the size of a house, the size of a car. The trunks you can drive. There's a couple you can drive through.
It is a
go out to the Three Sisters, go out to the Deschutes, go out to Mount Hood. Go to these places.
I mean, Zion, Yellowstone. I mean, think about all these iconic stuff. And so it made me ask you the question real quick before we get out of here. But it made me ask the question: what is the end game for all? Is this a money? Is this a money saving technique? And I don't think that. I'm more, believe it or not, I'm more cynical than that. I wonder if this is the whole thing where they privatize stuff and then developers come in and make money off of it, because that is totally Trump's thing.
I don't even know.
That's his branding thing.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know what I mean, I think that's
the Trump teaser. Grand Canyon. The Trump redwoods.
Yeah, no.
They spray paint them all gold.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we need to talk about this. You're right.
We need to put this on the table for Wednesday, because this one is like I don't think I think you can be on this end of the political spectrum
doesn't matter,
or that end of the political spectrum. Like you said, Teddy Roosevelt, a Republican president, is a guy who started this thing.
Richard Nixon.
I mean,
1972, where he bolstered what Roosevelt had done.
Everyone can jump on board this. And the thing is there's a public comment period, and there's links. You can send emails, notes, call in, and we're going to push that out there, because I'm going to do it. I never do this stuff. I'm putting stuff out there. Because no way. This is where the line will be drawn here.
You shall not pass. That was my Gandalf right there. Yeah. But I agree. It's a totally when I read that, I was like,
I can't imagine someone challenging me on this. Even if you believe in small government, you believe you believe in what the Trump administration stands for. I cannot believe this. No.
Because the guys that literally wrap themselves in the flag and I'm the patriot, you're not the patriot.
It's people go out, they go hunt, they go fish, they go hiking, maybe if you're vegan, maybe you just,
But that's to my point, though. The guys who label themselves ultra patriotic, they're the first people to say, oh, these things, these places are sacred.
Yeah. So I think we're going to kill this one real quick.
I hope so.
Yeah, no. We got to kill this one real quick, and I think all people from political spectrums can get out. That's a teaser. I think this is a
teaser.
Wednesday
Sure.
discussion.
I think so.
I think it would be real good to we can talk about that later. We got to wrap up.
Excellent.
I got to get out of here. There was some. I'll leave you with some good. I'm leaving you with the good headlines,
Excellent,
right?
Yeah. On a happy note.
I don't know if you like military space, but the Air Force X-37B space plane, this is a drone robotic plane, there's no one in it, landed in Florida. It actually, I watched it, landed on the
Canaveral, right?
The runway that they use for the space shuttle, the almost 3-mile long runway. 718 days that thing was up in space flying around. We don't know what it was doing because it's top secret Air Force, so, okay.
Yeah.
We can talk in bad news. Wednesday's bad news. The Stephen Hawking prediction. What we need to do.
Yeah.
Cassini's getting ready to do its dive and sending out stuff there. But so there's a lot of space news. Watch the Cassini stuff.
A lot of cool stuff coming down the pike.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So final thoughts, Jason. Well, we got. Do we have 5 minutes?
Well,
we got about 5 minutes.
Yeah, enjoy the good weather. If something makes you angry, a part of the political process, you can start to affect change.
No, I'm telling you, I'm looking.
And,
I have been out of the whole political thing.
Yeah.
Kind of I've tried to kind of. Well, I don't know. I'm not out of it, but you know.
I hear you.
Kind of here and there.
Pulled away a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get behind, but that the Department of Interior stuff just was like, oh no, you didn't.
Right.
If there's one thing that keeps us as the United States of America is these our parks and our monuments. And
I get these weird things that Trump Yellowstone National Park. In fact, he's not going to call it. It's going to be called the Gold National Park, or the Trump Washington Monument brought to you by Trump.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I don't want to.
Or he would say, "Sad, so sad."
I hate to get into that today. So
it's a teaser though for like maybe Wednesday.
Yeah. So I think we should get out of here. Unfortunately, I've got another engagement on the live stream, but it's been fun. We've to wrap up, we've gone from exotic dance locations with different dietary restrictions.
Chewbacca.
Marriage.
Non-marriage. Autoerotic asphyxiation.
I was going to say different ways to leave this planet with a smile on your face.
Yes.
Anyway.
Good stuff.
All right. Yeah, I think so.
Folks, the challenge has been thrown out there. The gauntlet has been thrown. I challenge all comers to try to get us not be able to do segues. We will segue into anything. Make it good. 503-395-5040 on Wednesday. You can email us. Get on our Facebook. Go to NuzBox and Twitter.
NZZBXX.
There you go. Look it up. Get a hold of us and challenge us. Bring it, sister. Anyway, sorry.
Have a good Monday, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks.
Toodles.
Bye.